Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Okay, back to science class.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, back to science class. Shafika, Aziz, what are you doing, Aziz? What are you doing? Are you playing with a blanket? Okay, so as usual, before we start our class today, let us recite doa before study. Okay, can I have, oh sorry. Can I have Arif Shaki to lead doa recitation today? Okay, Arif Shaki. Where's Arif Shaki? Arif Shaki, I know you there. Where's Arif Shaki? Don't waste time. Hey, when I call your name, you doesn't want to respond. Hey, susah betul. Dah besar pun susah nak suruh baca doa. Okay. Isham Suhail, okay. Lead. Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma tafa'alna hikmataka wa syur alaina hikmata iramatika wa ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Amin.
Amin. Okay, thank you Isham Suhail. Okay. So during previous class, last week, we learned about controlling variables. We learn about I also forgot. Okay, define operationally, okay, and interpret the data, and one more using space-time relationship. Okay, for today we will continue. Okay, we'll finish all the science process skill today. Okay, so that next week we can move to new topic on human. Alright, so for today we will cover on three three subtopic here. Controlling variables, okay, manipulated responding and constant, okay, how to make hypothesis, and last one experimenting, okay. Alright, so let's do this slide together. Okay, controlling variable. Before we carry out experiment today, we go through what is controlling variable, how to make hypothesis, and only we carry out experiment. So for controlling variables, you need to determine the responding variable, constant, and manipulated. Okay, what are the differences between these three variables? Okay, RV, responding.
Responding is it responds to something you change in the experiment.
Yes. Responding, you respond something that respond to the changes you made. It give respond. Okay, what are the things that give respond? Okay. Alright. Okay, sorry. Alright, move to manipulated variable. Okay, manipulated variable is variable that you change throughout the investigation. Okay, from the beginning, it's different unit or different volume or different mass. Okay, and last one, constant. Constant variable is something that you make it same throughout the investigation. All right. Move to Okay, let's look together at this picture. Okay, Faris and Mailan were given two plants of the same type. They were required to investigate the amount of water needed for the healthy growth of the plant. Okay, the purpose of this experiment is to investigate the amount of water needed for the healthy growth of the plant. Okay, that's the important for you to read the instruction, because from the instructions stated the manipulated variable as well as responding variable. Okay, so from this situation, manipulated should be amount of water needed versus growth of the plant. So remember, last time we learned about define operationally. Okay, this is too general, growth of the plant. How should you define growth of the plant? You need something to measure. How should you measure? Okay, let's go through. Alright, Faris placed his plant beside the window. He watered his plant with 100 ml of water once a week. Okay, Mailan placed her plant in the cupboard. She watered the plant with 100 ml of water 3 times a week. Okay, so you can see the difference, eh? The same thing here is the amount of water. Okay, but the difference between Faris and Mailan is how many days in a week they watered their plant. Okay, the plant is the same. Okay, now what they want to see is how the growth of the plant when they change amount of water. Alright, so after a month, Faris' plant is larger in size. Okay, so my plant grows better although it's watered once a week. Okay, so Mailan think the investigation is unfair. Okay, my plant did not get any sunlight. Alright, so variable that is changed in an investigation is called a manipulated. Alright, so amount of sunlight, quantity of soil, and type of soil, they ensure the these things are the same. Amount of sunlight, quantity of soil, and type of soil. Okay, so this one, this one they repeat again because Melan think the investigation is unfair. Alright, so after a month, what they can observe, Faris plant and Mailan plant. Okay, Mailan plant is larger in size compared to previous experiment when she put inside the cupboard. Okay, so variables that remain constant are known as constant variable. That's about variables, controlling variables. Okay, moving to making hypothesis. Okay, so hypothesis is a skill to make a general statement that can be tested about the relationship between the variables in an investigation. Okay, relationship between manipulated and also responding variables.
Assalamualaikum, teacher.
Okay, but this statement need to be tested. Alright, so how? Let's look together. Mailan and Faris want to investigate whether the number of stirs can reduce the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely. Okay, can someone tell me what is manipulated here? What is responding here?
The manipulated is
Which one is
the stirs.
Assalamualaikum, teacher.
The number of stirs.
The stirs to this like
The number of stirs.
Okay, yes. I bet someone said number of stirs. Number of stirs is the manipulated variable. So, Fai, what about
the responding. The sugar.
The sugar
dissolve when you stir it.
Don't forget the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely.
The time
The time.
How you want to measure the sugar dissolve completely? By taking the time. Alright, so from this situation, Meilan say if I change the number of stirs while stirring, which glass of sugar will dissolve the fastest? Of course, the sugar with the highest number of stirs will dissolve the fastest. Okay. So Meilan proposed a hypothesis, general statement, right? So as the number of stirs increases, the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely decreases. Is it correct?
Yes.
As the number increases, the time taken for the sugar to dissolve
With the
completely
dissolve,
decreases.
this is, yes, decreases.
Decreases. Betul lah.
Alright, so you agree with Melan, yeah? But then, we cannot simply just state the general statement. It's too general. We need to test the hypothesis, whether it's correct or not. That's the purpose why you carrying out experiment. Because you want to make sure that the statement you propose, okay, you need to have a result, okay? For that, you can say, okay, this is correct. Then only you can say correct or wrong. Alright? You need to test the hypothesis. Okay. So they successfully made a hypothesis by relating the manipulated variable, which is the number of stirs, to the responding variable. So in short, how to make how to make a hypothesis, okay? So you relate manipulated variable together with responding variable. That's how to make a hypothesis. Okay, a general statement. Okay. So far, understand about the variables and hypothesis.
Yes.
I move to
Yes.
experimenting, eh? Alright, so now you're done with controlling variable and you're done with your hypothesis. It's time to test your hypothesis by what? By how, eh? Okay? Experimenting. Alright, so experimenting is a skill to not only to plan but also to conduct an investigation to test a hypothesis by collecting and interpreting data to make conclusions from the investigation. Okay. This one is too long, the statement. Okay, but I will simplify. In short, during experimenting, what should you have first? You need to identify the problem and making a problem statement. Remember, we learned about defining operationally. This how you should apply the how to define operationally. Let's say you want to observe about growth of plant. How you want to measure growth of plant? Either by number of leaf or the height of the plant. You need something to measure. Okay, so here identifying the problem and making a problem statement is the first step. Okay, so Meilan, how does the number of stirs affect the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely? Still in just now experiment, how many does number of stirs affect the time taken for sugar to complete dissolve? Okay. Second, making a hypothesis, general statement. So the more the number of stirs, the lesser the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely. Done with the hypothesis. Okay, so you need variable. Okay, so variable here is number of stirs. Okay, the responding is time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely. Constant, you can say quantity of the sugar. You can say the size of the sugar, and you can say the volume and the temperature of the water. You make it constant throughout the experiment. Okay, done. Step 3. Step 4. Now you list the apparatus and materials needed. Okay, so if you use water, of course you need beakers, you need sugar, you need spoon, you need warm water. Okay, and you need stopwatch because you want to record the time taken. And last one, glass rod. Okay, glass rod. The function is to as a like a spoon to stir the sugar to ensure the sugar dissolve completely. Okay, now planning the step. You know what? When you carry out experiment, okay, at your level, teacher will give all the steps. Okay, I will plan all the steps and you carry out the experiment. But when you go to your university, let's say you still in science, okay, you need to plan your own experiment. You plan the step by your own. Okay, so number one, pour the 100 ml of warm water into each beaker A, B, C. There are 3 different beaker here. Then you place 1 spoon of sugar into each beaker. Then you stir the mixture in beaker A once per minute. Stir the mixture in beaker B 3 times per minute. And stir the mixture in beaker C 6 times per minute. And record the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely in each beaker. And last, record the observation in the table. That's how you communicate. Okay, you need to record all the data in the suitable form. Okay, for this experiment, the suitable form to be used is table like this one from situation 4. Okay, about the manipulated variable and the responding variable. Done with the step. Is it all? Is it all, class? After you done the
Yes.
step? Is it all? Are you sure?
No.
No.
You must
Okay, so
you must.
after you collect all the data, you need to interpret the data. Do not simply let the data like that alone, okay? You need to interpret. What can you explain from the data, alright? So, here, the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely in beaker A is the longest compared to the other beakers. Okay, so back to the hypothesis. The hypothesis is the more the number of stirs, the lesser the time taken for the sugar to dissolve completely. So, is it correct, the hypothesis? Is it
Yes.
correct? Yes. So, beaker
Yes.
A, number of stirs is only once per minute. So, it take longer time compared to beaker C, which we stir 6 times per minute. Alright? Okay, so making a conclusion based on the interpreted data, they are finally able to determine whether the hypothesis is accepted or not. Okay, so you can say here the hypothesis is accepted. Now you have done with the carrying out experiment. The last part is writing a report. Why should you writing a report? This is a reference for the other people. Let's say they want to improvise. Okay, they want to improvise your experiment. So they no need to do from the scratch, from the beginning. They just follow your experiment, then add on with which part they want to improvise. Alright. So at least they have something reference to refer to. Okay, that's the important on why to write a scientific report, because I know most of you doesn't like to write a report because there are too many things to be to be written. Okay. Alright, so now let us carry out experiment on how the concentration of salt water affect DH. Okay, so in your experiment today, how the concentration of salt water affect DH, Alright, whether DH floating or sinking. Okay, let's determine. What are the materials you need and apparatus you need are 3 cups. You can use plastic cups or you can use glass. Okay, but make sure the size is same. Okay, for this purpose, I use plastic cup, the same size. Alright, so label it with A, B, C. Okay, in science, it is important to label everything, class, so that you will not confuse later. Okay, in this cup, I fill up with warm water, not hot water, warm water. Okay, so you will need 3 eggs. You just borrow from the kitchen. Later you can return it back. Okay. Alright, so you need 3 eggs. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So you need spoon
Yeah.
and you need salt.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I thought we do just basic class, but today I forgot to bring my experiment.
It's okay. That's the purpose why we record this
That's me
video.
only.
That's why we record this video so that later you carry out your own experiment. But this I don't want chaos like last time. Okay? Last time is quite chaos when you carrying out experiment online. So this time I show to you, demonstrate to you, then later you do at home. But you need to do lah. Okay? So because you need the data. Alright, so make sure you fill up with the same amount of warm water. Warm water, we don't want to boil the egg. Okay, that's why we use warm water. Okay, so cup A. This is cup A. No need to put any salt. Okay, this is a control. Okay, so for cup B, let us put 2 spoon of salt. Okay, 1. Wait, I show to you.
Teacher,
1.
do we need to do the experiment for the sugar water?
Sugar, salt water.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
2.
only do this experiment.
Then you stir. You stir until the salt completely dissolve. Okay, you stir. Yes. Okay, you just pay attention, okay, on how I demonstrate the experiment today. Okay, so for cup C, we put 10 spoons of salt water. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Okay, the reason why we use warm water, so that is it easy to dissolve the salt. Okay, this, as you can see, when you put 10 spoons of salt water, salt there.
Like milk.
What? I mute?
It looks like milk.
Like what? Milk. Oh, milk. Okay. Okay. Alright. So that's the purpose. That's the reason why we use warm water, so that easy for us to stir the salt water. Alright. Okay. So I repeat, for cup A, no need to put any sugar. Any salt. For cup B, you put 2 spoons of salt. Alright, for cup C, you put 10 spoons of salt. Okay.
We need to do the experiment.
Yeah, later. For now, you just watch how I demonstrate this experiment, because we want to apply. We finish all the science process skill. We want to apply all the skill throughout the experiment. Okay. After you ensure the salt is completely dissolved, okay, now time to test our egg. What happened to our egg? Okay, so place egg into cup A. And you ni Yep. Alamak. Saya kena kurangkan lagi sikit. Okay, now what can you see, class? What happened to the egg?
It's sinking. It's sinking. Drowning. Sinking.
This is cup A. Okay, cup A
Uh,
Now we move to cup B. What happened to the cup B? Alright, so for your
Floating.
water, your cup, you just fill up half because when you put the egg, later it will flow out. Just fill out with half of the water. Okay, now I put in cup B. Let's observe together. What happened, class? Aziz, what happened?
floating. Kind of.
Aziz, what happened to the A and B?
A and B.
What happened? This is cup A. What happened to the eggs? To the egg? It's floating.
A sink. When B float.
Okay, B it float. How about cup C? Now I put C, A in the cup C. This is cup C. Okay, let's compare cup B and
Why? Floating.
let's compare. Both are floating. But what is the difference?
What is more floating than the
B
other
is-
floating?
Which one float more compared
Sea it floats more because more salt water.
Okay, why? Tell me the reason.
C floats more than B and A because more salt water. Salt water effective.
Amount of salt water. Okay, so here,
For C.
this one, C. Wait. This is, where is C? This is B. Oh, kejap. Okay, this is C. This is B. This is C. Look. Okay, you can compare. This one float
Yes.
more to the top. This one still floating, but it immerse almost full of the egg lah. This one only, you can say not full lah, half lah. Okay, half of the body. Okay, so the hypothesis here, alright, so the hypothesis, the more the concentrated of salt water, okay, no, kita start try ni lah. When the salt water is concentrated, the egg will float. We float how? We can say if okay, Salihin, wait. It float half only. When this the more the concentrated of salt water compared to the less one. Okay, Akif, what is the question?
How many spoon? How many spoon are you?
Teacher Aziz is playing
For C.
game.
Okay, wait. For C you put 10 lah. Kalau if not 10 pun you can reduce to 8 spoons. Okay, so let's this one where should I put?
Oh, for B.
B 2 spoon.
Huh?
Okay, wait. For B,
B 2.
2 spoons. Okay,
2 spoon.
yes, 2 spoons. Alright, so I put here, I write down here all the steps. Okay, you just can borrow. You borrow the egg from your mama's kitchen, later you return it back. Alright, so make sure when you want to plan an experiment, you need a title lah. Okay, the title is how how the
Title.
concentration of salt water affect the
Teacher. Teacher. Dia kena pergi ambil makanan kat luar.
Alright, so then the hypothesis here, when the salt water is concentrated, pekat concentrated ni, it will float variables. Okay, variables here. You can RV. The rest, sorry, not RV. Manipulated first. Manipulated variable is number of. Okay. Then RV responding variable is how to describe this one? The it floating or not the density. Okay, yeah. We leave this blank first. Okay, go to constant variable. Okay, constant volume of water. You make it constant volume of water. Measure lah. Okay. Or you can say size of cup. Okay, what are the steps? Okay, the first one, pour 50 ml of warm water. It's stated here, yeah, warm water. Then put no salt. Okay, put 2 spoons of salt into cup A. 8 spoons. You reduce to 8. I use 10, but you reduce to 8. 8 spoons of salt into cup B and no salt for cup. Sorry, this one cup A no salt. Okay, cup B you put 2, 8 into cup C, this one, and no salt for cup A. This is control. Okay, so then after that you place 3 eggs into, sorry, wrong spelling here, into each cup respectively. Respectively maksudnya masing-masing, respectively. Okay, then observe the changes. Observe the 8, not changes. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, later I will send this template. To journal. Okay, make sure you copy it into your science practical book. Okay.
Copy what? Copy what?
Copy this template from whiteboard. Complete this
Teacher not present.
practical book. But first you need to carry out the experiment lah. Okay, you just use hot water, warm water and
Teacher nak record.
Teacher.
Present.
Teacher must record ke teacher? Teacher must record the experiment What we do, you must record the experiment
once you done, you record the experiment, yeah. Yes, record lah the experiment.
Okay.
Teacher need to copy this, right?
Yes, this one, this template, this report, you copy in your science practical book, let us send the template to you. Okay? So,
Okay. Okay.
alright, so after we have
Teacher, the recording video, teacher, that you record has seesaw, right?
what?
The recording video that you already record,
Yes, okay. Alright.
already sent in seesaw, right?
Yes, I will put at seesaw. Okay, so this one we still not finished yet. This one. Okay, so you got your what I put this table. You got your data, eh? Okay, what should you do is next. Okay, to record your data. Put in the table lah. Alamak, it's not easy to use this one for table.
Ma, papa call lagi. Kan?
Okay, let's
Macam
just draw. Okay, I draw this one, the table. This is the table
kan?
to record the data, your data.
Oh.
Okay, so the table here, what should you fill up with? Number of salt.
Teacher, we do that also, eh?
Not only me.
Okay. Man,
Salt, okay. Versus. Okay, sekejap. This one.
Teacher gunalah yang panjang tu.
Right? It's not. This one, okay, later I will make a proper table. This one just to show to you how to record the data. DS, what happened? Kejap. This one, I need to, this is not D8 lah. Yes, we observe the 8, but we need we need something to measure, kan? This one, wait, the term. Alright, so we record first the data. Alright, so number of salt. Oh, sorry. Tengok, tercantik dah my table. Okay, so number of salt is 0, 2, and I put you put 8. Then you record what is your observation here. Alright, so this is my observation, but might be different from your observation. Okay, so you record your observation, then you make it conclusion. Okay, what is our conclusion here? Okay. Whether our hypothesis is accepted or not. Okay, understand how to carry out the experiment?
Understand.
Okay, I repeat. I repeat how to carry out the experiment. Okay, first you need 3 cups. Okay, 3 cups. I just showed 2. You need 3 cups. Okay, use the same size. Then you fill up the cup. Okay, first you label A, B, C, which one? Okay, then you fill up the cups with water, only half amount of water. Fill up with warm water, not hot water. Okay, later, after you fill up the with water, you put spoon of spoon of salt. For cup A, no need to put any salt. For cup B, 2 spoons. For cup C, 8 spoons of salt. Okay, after that, you put the eggs into each of the cup respectively. Alright, and you observe what happened to the eggs. And you record your observation in the table. Alright? Okay, so this one you need to write down in your science practical book. Later when you come back to school, I will check. I will check your science practical book whether you write down, you do it or not. Okay, so do you have any question regarding our experiment?